I don't really know how I feel about the Pride of Lakewood. I kind of liked it, and then I kind of didn't like how it ended. So I might discuss the ending with a spoiler warning to see if I can work out in my own head why exactly I didn't like it. But I don't think I can. It's just a weird feeling. If you feel the same way, I'd love to know. If you loved it or didn't, I'd love to know that too. This is the second segment of the 9th episode of the 13th season of Arthur, and it starts off with Buster selling some of his belongings in a kind of traditional garage sale kind of thing, and it leads on to him telling the story about how he had a button, a particular button with his face on it, and the narrative within a narrative is about the time that Muffy and Francine roped in Buster to be the president of this club that was all about school pride and school spirit, and getting other children involved in cheering for their school and feeling proud about going to Lakewood Elementary. And that in itself I thought was kind of good, especially as a lot of people just don't like school and they don't like their school, and actually encouraging children to think positively about their school and to look at the things that their school does for them, whether that's giving them, sporting opportunities or opportunities to join various clubs or even just the facilities that the school has. I think that's a really positive, healthy thing. Because, I mean, I loved school, so I kind of can't relate in that regard, but I think even those of us who love school will often look at our own schools and go, you're a bit crummy, why can't we have the latest technology or a more modern building, because most of the schools I went to seemed to be pretty dilapidated, at least in parts. So that's great, and I thought, yeah, this is going in a really good direction, and then it took a direction that I didn't like, and I can't work out why I didn't like it. I think I didn't like it because to me it just didn't make a lot of sense. There was no reason for it. There was no real motivation for it. So that aspect of it just kind of let me down a bit. But I liked the structure of it, the narrative within a narrative, I thought worked very well. It amused me that at the beginning, Buster said it's a long story, and Arthur says, no it isn't. We can probably tell you the story in about 10 minutes. And of course that's roughly the length of the episode. Just little things like that here and there I thought were pretty good. So generally, it's a good episode, except how it ended, and I'll discuss that now. So obviously, spoilers from now. I'm going to discuss kind of one of the conflicts and the resolution that came with it. So Stu Ellen and the Brain and a couple of other characters, but mostly those two, are not taking part in this school spirit. They're not wearing the buttons, the badges, and to be honest, I don't understand their motivation for not doing it. I don't, the Brain says it's just a fad, but it shouldn't be a fad. It should be something that every school has. Pupils should be proud of the school they go to. In most cases, I'm sure there are some schools that are generally dire and actually hinder rather than help children. But I don't understand why they're being so resistant to it. It didn't make any sense to me. Yes, maybe they're saying we shouldn't all be forced to behave in this way and we shouldn't all be forced to act in a way and show our pride this way. But who is it hurting? Literally nobody. In fact, I can only see good in being actively proud of your school. So I kind of didn't understand their motivations. I felt like they were giving really pathetic reasons for not joining in, like the Brain said it's just a fad and that's why he's not doing it, which I just thought was a bit stupid, really. And then what Buster did, I just thought was also without motivation, without reason. It was unbelievable and unconvincing. So I feel like the whole episode was great apart from that. And yeah, obviously it needed some substance, it needed some conflict, but I feel like they could have done something better, something different. I don't know what exactly. Maybe something involving another school, or maybe, the money aspect. Maybe they couldn't come up with the uniforms because the school didn't have enough money, but you can still have school pride without there being money. I don't know. There are options. There are things they could have done. I just found it to be very badly written in the final third of the episode. But other than that, the Pride of Lakewood, it definitely had its good points.